In this video, we'll talk about processing times for Form I-130, the most common form that you file if you want to immigrate your spouse or other family members. Also, we're going to answer the question of what happens after you file Form I-130. There's a lot of confusion about that, so I'm going to really explain what's going to happen after you file this form, the different stages. So if you're interested in that, I'll see you on the other side. Hello everybody, and welcome to our immigration channel. This is a place where you get the most up-to-date immigration news, immigration information, and everything else that you need to make your immigration journey less stressful. My name is Sapochnick, and I'm an immigration attorney located in San Diego, California, and I help clients in all 50 states and all over the world. And in this video, I'm going to go over the most recent processing times for Form I-130 and also discuss what happens after you file Form I-130, what to expect next. So before we do that, if you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, and also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to show this video to more people just like you. So if you're a US citizen or green card holder and you want to be able to immigrate a family member that is eligible for sponsorship, the first step that you have to do is file Form I-130, petition for alien relative. Unfortunately, you can only help certain relatives to immigrate to the United States. It depends on their eligibility. So for example, you can help sponsor a spouse, a child under 21, a child over 21, your parents and siblings. Any other family members are not considered to be qualified to be sponsored by a US citizen or a green card holder. So I'm going to give you an explanation as to what happens when you file Form I-130. Just going to go over and give you an update into the process of what happens when you send that form, and then we're going to talk about the actual processing times for this month, for May, so you understand where we stand in the process and what's going to happen in the next few months. I'm going to give you a few predictions as well. So make sure you watch this video all the way until the end. So let's start with what happens after you file Form I-130. Once you file Form I-130, either by mail or online at USCIS website, you're going to get a receipt on Form I-797C. Once you make that payment and you receive that form, the form is going to indicate your alien number, case number, as well as a priority date. So depending on your class as an immigrant, you'll be able to track and see when you're eligible to finish the process and get your final green card. With the case number that appears on your receipt, you can also track the progress of your case on the USCIS website. After you file the form, if something is missing, if you didn't provide the correct information, if you didn't provide the correct fees, sometimes the entire application can be rejected and sent back to you. At that point, your application is going to be invalid. Now remember, it's very important to make sure that you do everything correct from the start, otherwise your application will be rejected. Once the application is rejected, you are allowed to refile the application as long as you correct that mistake. Sometimes after you file the Form I-130 package, immigration will send you a request for evidence. They may need more information about your background, maybe about your financial documents. Sometimes they need more information about birth certificates. It can be anything. So once they send that request for evidence, you typically have 87 days to respond. Make sure you do that promptly, otherwise your case will be delayed. Everything that you do in the beginning when you file your I-130 package can have a direct impact on the success of your case moving forward. After USCIS has fully reviewed your case and is ready to adjudicate, they will issue a final approval of your I-130 form. And once that form is approved, your case will be sent to the National Visa Center if you're going through a consular processing case. And at that point, the National Visa Center will continue processing your application. And we'll do a separate video to explain what is the role of NVC and how NVC will process your case once immigration approves your I-130 form. And right now, let's talk about processing times. How long do you have to wait for your I-130 to be processed after you file it? So now I'm going to show you how to check the processing times of your case online. And the link to the USCIS processing time website is included in the description of this video. So let's check it out. So you go to the website of USCIS, check case processing times. There's a pull down menu, forms. You pull the form and you check Form I-130. Then you look at the category. We'll check US citizen filing for a spouse, parent or child under 21. You've got all these other categories as well. And we'll choose the Office of Potomac Service Center that processes a lot of these applications. We'll choose that and we'll get processing time. We'll click on the link and it will tell us what the processing times. Right now, the estimated processing times is 12 months. I'm checking this on May 9th, 2022. So it's 12 months for the Potomac Service Center. It will be different for different other service centers, but this is what it is for this service center. So what does it mean? It means that currently the average processing times of Form I-130 at this service center is about a year. If you're in a different service center, or if you're in a different category of immigration, your case will take probably longer. So this is just about the processing times of the Form I-130. How long is it going to take the government to actually approve this form? It doesn't mean that if they approve this form, you're actually going to get your green card right away, because it depends on what classification of green card you are applying under. And there are different classifications. There's immediate relatives, which are spouses of U.S. citizens and children under 21 of U.S. citizens, as well as parents of U.S. citizens. Those are immediate relatives. They don't really have to wait for any preference number for them to be able to immigrate. The next category is F1, and you can see all these categories on the visa bulletin, which we can link as well in the description of this video. The F1 category represents married sons and daughters of U.S. citizens 21 years and older. Then we have the category of F2. F2A, spouses of green card holders and unmarried children under 21 of green card holders. Then we've got F2B category, unmarried sons and daughters 21 years and older. Then we've got F3 category, married sons and daughters of U.S. citizens. And finally, we have the F4 category, brothers and sisters of U.S. citizens. Depending on what category you're at, even if your I-130 is approved after the processing times that we've seen a few minutes ago, even if it's going to take a year to get your I-130 approved or 15 months, if your priority date is not current under the categories I just described, you're going to have to wait for that priority date to become current before you can immigrate. So your I-130 can be approved, and sometimes it can be approved for a few years until your date becomes current, and that's going to be the time when you can actually immigrate and go through the process of finalizing your green card through the National Visa Center and the U.S. Embassy if you are overseas. So it's very important to not be confused with I-130 processing times and the visa wait times. These are two different things, and people always get confused. The I-130 can be a process in a year and a half, sometimes faster if there's no backlogs, but your priority dates are very different. And sometimes it really depends on the country where you were born and the classifications that you are trying to apply under. So it's really important to understand the two and the difference between the I-130 processing times and the visa wait times on the visa bulletin. So hopefully this information was helpful. Now you understand how to check the processing times of the I-130, and we gave you the estimate as to what's happening in May and our prediction that things are going to go a little bit even faster as we move through June and July, all through the way through the summer. UCS is definitely catching up on processing, and we're going to see a faster movement of this I-130s. This is not the case with visa wait times. Those are going to continue to be slow because embassies and consulates are still not working properly. And if you're expecting your case to be sent to National Visa Center and be processed there very fast, it's not going to happen. We're looking at more than a year delay. Cases going through the National Visa Center to the different embassies because of the huge backlogs of applications worldwide. So hopefully once I have more information on that, I promise to keep you posted as well. If you have any questions about this video or any other questions about this topic, please post them in the comments below. And once again, if you need my help with any of your immigration matters, you can text me right here, 619-483-4549. I'm here to help you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.